New aggression from North Korea. Several short-range missiles were fired Friday. It comes after Kim Jong-un test-fired a missile last month that could have reached the U.S. based on its design. David Martin joins us on the phone. David, thanks a lot for joining us. Pacific Command says they detected a number of these ballistic missiles launched from North Korea around noon local time in North Korea. What more can you tell us about what happened?
Well, the Pacific Command says that the first and the third missiles that were launched failed in flight, and the second blew up almost immediately after it lifted off the launch pad. So these tests appear to have been a failure. It's not clear what North Korea was trying to do. They launched these three in the span of about 30 minutes, so it was some sort of practice for a salvo of missiles. But one of the problems with trying to gauge the North Korean missile program is you're never quite sure what they're trying to do, and therefore it's hard to measure success or failure. But I think it's fair to say that if two of these missiles failed in flight and the second one blew up almost immediately after liftoff, that this was not a successful test from North Korea's point of view. The question is, did the North Koreans simply do something wrong, or did the United States, through either electronic jamming or through cyber attack, do anything to interfere with the tests? And that we simply don't know the answer to.
And David, as we look at file tape of previous tests before today's, President Trump, and for that matter, even Russia and China couldn't have been clearer. North Korea, knock it off, no more tests. What is the response we could anticipate, or what response has been threatened in exchange for this?
Well, you know, earlier this week, the Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson, was mildly praising North Korea for not having tested any more missiles since that last test of the one that had the range to reach the United States. And he thought that maybe Kim Jong-un was trying to show some restraint as a first step toward trying to begin negotiations over how to come to terms with North Korea's ballistic missile program. Obviously, Kim Jong-un has decided to resume testing. You could say that if these are short-range missiles, then they weren't as threatening as an ICBM. None of these missiles had the range to reach either the United States, certainly, and not even the island of Guam, but they still had the range to reach U.S. bases in South Korea, and the UN sanctions are against all ballistic missile tests. So North Korea is still violating UN sanctions, even if it is a test of short-range missiles.
Some of those bases you could just about throw a stone to. David Martin, our man at the Pentagon. Thanks so much, David.
Sure thing.